Great, thanks, Marissa. And so I'm going to do a quick little closing out and then hand it off to Rick Palmer for some final words, and then he'll be giving it to Katherine Smith for sort of just a final send off to everybody. But on behalf of all of us here at CASC, we want to thank the great speakers, session leads, and of course you as active participants who, by taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us here over the last 2 days, speak to our commitment as a community for effective climate adaptation. At the core of CASC is this growing community, including the many resource managers, federal and state agency representatives, tribal members, NGOs, scientists, and stakeholders in the audience today. Our strength is in this community, and we are so thankful for everybody's input and participation, not only over the last 2 days, but in the years since CASC's inception in 2012. Our hope is that the topics, discussions, and connections made during the symposium serve to strengthen and expand this collaborative community. We encourage you all to stay up to date on activities, announcements, and opportunities associated with CASC, many of which are noted in our monthly online newsletter. We are also continually looking for feedback and ideas towards making CASC the best that it can be. In that vein, we encourage you to input through the symposium survey on the themes and activities covered in the symposium, as well as further comments that you can provide via the contacts provided on our website. A special thanks to our Northeast and Southeast Tribal Liaison, Casey Thornbrew, Climate Science Engagement Coordinator, Marissa Weiss, Communication and Outreach Coordinator, Will Kazmaier, and Deputy University Director, Addie Rose Holland, for all of their tireless work in making the symposium so successful in the face of stomach bugs, shelter-in-place orders, computer crashes, and a major nor'easter. No one deserves more thanks, however, and recognition in this closeout of our symposium than our outgoing CASC University Director, Rick Palmer. Over the last 10 years, he has tirelessly worked towards building CASC to what it is today. And Bethany, Bradley, and myself as incoming co-directors have some extremely big shoes to fill, even when splitting Rick's previous CASC shoes between the two of us. We are extremely thankful for all of Rick's efforts in leading CASC so successfully since the center's onset. And in recognition of this, we have asked him to give a few words, followed by Katherine Smith with a final send-off. So Rick, we can give him some claps as well.
Oh, John, thank you. Thank you so much. That's a very kind introduction. And I'm going to repeat a couple of things that you just said. I really want to congratulate the Northeast CASC, all the presenters, and all of you who are on this Zoom meeting on the marvelous symposium. I know everyone had hoped to have this symposium in person, but I think the organizing committee did an outstanding job in making this format work in all the best possible ways. So my hearty congratulations to that group. I really appreciate the opportunity to say a few words as the formal director about the CASC, and I'm going to start sort of at the beginning and add a little context. This meeting did not arrive from nowhere, nor did the center. More than a decade ago, we submitted a proposal to USGS to host the Northeast Climate Science Center, which was then what it was called. I want to note that that effort was led by Ray Bradley, Kurt Griffin, Addie Rose Holland, Keith Nislow, and me. It included faculty from the College of Menominee Nation, Columbia University, the Marine Biology Lab, the University of Minnesota, the University of Wisconsin, and the University of Missouri. So it was a large group. We had really grand plans when we started. We wanted to create a center that did truly actionable climate research. We wanted to engage stakeholders who could make a difference. And we recognized that there were many underserved groups whose voices were not being heard. We wanted a center in which our USGS partners would be fully embedded and become part of the fabric of our enterprise. And when we started, I'll remind people, the footprint of the center was enormous. It contained 44% of the US population and ecosystems that were almost too numerous to count. On the downside, we probably never envisioned all the hard work that was ahead of us to be successful. But on the upside, we didn't foresee all the wonderful partners and partnerships that we would encounter along the way. Here on this campus and across our consortium members, the faculty, graduate students, and postdocs we engaged quickly learned that this was not business as usual. It was a new type of enterprise. Its success was going to be judged on impactful science, measured by its usefulness and its uptake by stakeholders, not just by the number of papers published. In our first years, we worked with USGS to identify science themes most relevant to the region stakeholders, and we began to build partnerships. I'm very, very proud of what we accomplished during that last decade. Some of you heard over the last couple of days about some of the work we've done. And I want to emphasize that this was truly a joint accomplishment. None of this would have happened without our USGS partners. Mary Ratnaswamy, our federal director for many years, really was a constant supporter of the university consortium, as was Tony Limorelli and Michelle Staudinger. Our partners at USGS headquarters in Reston have been partners in the truest sense of the word. We have greatly benefited from their continued support, particularly over the last 4 or 5 years. And in addition, we've benefited from the other 7 regional CASC. I just want everyone to know this is truly a national network. The NECAST is housed within universities, and the goals of research universities are educating, creating new knowledge, and serving the public. The NECASC has proven to be really a perfect vehicle for these goals. The activities of the center are very exciting to our undergraduates, our graduate students, and our postdocs. NECASC has become an important part of our university community. The center has always recognized the importance of training a new generation of professionals in actionable science. And I must say we excel at this. I want to thank UMass and our other consortium universities for their support of this center in terms of space, reduced overhead rates, and other forms of assistance. This meeting over the last 2 days has highlighted the amazing potential for this center and its partners to evolve, and for its research to evolve, and for its engagement to evolve in new areas. The recent reduction of the center's footprint, geographic footprint, will allow the center to be even more effective and to work even more closely with the stakeholders. The evolution of the center will require of all of those involved to address the most important immediate climate challenges, but it will also require the center to identify those issues that will be important 20, 30, 40 years from now. The sessions over the last 2 days focused on science, stakeholder engagement, and environmental justice illustrate that the NECASC and its new leadership are evolving, prioritizing goals, and very much up to this important challenge. I am supremely confident that our federal director, Katherine Smith, and our new university co-leadership, Bethany and John, and Addie Rose, with her vast experience with the CASC, will be even more successful in the coming years than we've had been in the past. With the help of all of you here today, I see really great things ahead. And with that, I want to introduce Katherine Smith to wrap up the session today.
All right, thanks, Rick and John. And I'll be incredibly short. I just wanted to say that I really appreciate all the amazing participation and contributions, and in each session, providing feedback on our next Northeast CASC research agenda themes. And as a final reminder for those who want to read the draft, those draft science themes in more detail, or provide feedback, Addie dropped the survey in the chat a little while ago, and we'll leave it up this week. We're already seeing some interesting results. For example, that priority 4 around landscapes is kind of unanimously a highest priority across all categories of respondents. And I also, speaking of Addie, just want to acknowledge that Addie and Marissa and Will Kazmaier just did all the heavy lifting, amazing amount of work that made this symposium happen. And there were so many other people who shaped it and brought it to life. But those three really put in the incredibly long hours. So special thanks to them. And with that, I'll say a final thank you to everyone who contributed to and participated in the symposium, and those like Rick who've contributed over the years. We so appreciate your contribution towards our mission of delivering actionable science for adaptation to changing climate, and we look forward to addressing the challenge ahead in partnership with you. So thanks again. Goodbye.